Good morning, everyone. Myself, Gaurang Kaushik Kumar Chapanari, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department, RNGPIT, Bardoli. Today, we discuss sixth semester subject, Industrial Engineering, and the subject code is 2161907. Today, we discuss the sequencing technique in part 2. Okay, in part 1, we discussed in a previous video. So today we discuss the part 2. Okay, this technique, sequencing technique, part 2, it's most important in your GTU exam. Is frequently asked in example and theory. Also important when you prepare for the GATE exam or any other exam. In that, you have to find out the sequence of the job. So this part is most important for you. So first we understand the sequencing concept. Sequencing is nothing but it is a priority. Okay, first meaning sequencing is also term as a prioritization. And the second, sequencing means grouping production operation into the production batches and arranging them by priority. Okay, this is some prism condition for the sequencing. We already discussed in a previous video. So once again, we will go through it. First, set time single operation is carried out on a machine means we have to single operation we have to carry out. Time of performing the operation is known. Once the job is started, it unloaded only when it is completed. An operation must be completed before its succeeding operation can start. Time of shifting job is negligible. Time of performing the operation is independent on the sequence of the job. Okay, this is the prism condition for the sequencing. Now, we discuss the types of sequencing problem. There are 4 types in a sequencing problem. The first is N job 1 machine, N job 2 machine, N job 3 machine, and the last 2 job on a M machine. In a previous video, we discussed N job 1 machine by using SPT rule. Okay, and today we discuss N job 2 machine. Okay, in N job 2 machine, we have to use Johnson algorithm. Okay, I already told you this technique N job 2 machine is most important for your exam point of view as well as in a GATE exam. Sometime maybe 2 marks or maybe 4 marks. Just you have to find out the sequence of the job. So now we start this N job 2 machine. Okay, the meaning N job 2 machine means we can easily understand in that we have to use 2 machine and N job. Okay. Now when there is a 2 machine to perform the N job, it is necessary to find a sequence with minimum time to complete all the jobs. Now in N job 2 machine, we have to use Johnson algorithm technique or Johnson method. So now we take the steps. Following are the steps for Johnson algorithm. Suppose there are 2 machines, M1 and M2. Step number 1, list all the processing time of all jobs on the both machine M1 and M2. Second, find the minimum time from all the jobs. In that, we have to find out the minimum time, machine 1 or machine 2. Just we have to find out the minimum time. Then third point, if the minimum processing time is on machine M1, then place the corresponding job as the first one on the left hand side. Okay. If the minimum processing time on machine M1, then you have to write down on the left hand side. Next point, same thing. If the minimum processing time on machine M2, then we have to write down on the right hand side. If there is a tie in the processing time, select the job arbitrary and put according to the M1 and M2. In that, we try to first come first serve. And the last step, eliminate the assigned job data sequence and follow the step 3 and step 4 until all jobs are not in sequence. Okay, now take one example. Okay, example 1. Find a sequence that minimizes the total lapse time to complete the following job. Determine lapse time and idle time. Okay, in that we have to find out lapse time. Also, we have to find out the idle time of the machine 1 and machine 2. In that, machine 1 always idle time is 0. Okay, this is the data. Okay, n job, 2 machine, n job means we have total 7 job, and 2 machine means M1 and M2. Okay, the all data or time is given in the minute, processing time in minute. Okay, this is a sequence job 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is a machining time for the job number 1, 12 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 11 minutes, and so on. Similarly, machine 2, 7 minutes for job number 2, 8 minutes, and job number 7 for a 3 minutes. Okay, this is the processing time in minute for machine 1 and machine 2. Now, we find out this solution. Here, all the processing time is shown in the table. Okay. Now, first we have to find out the sequence of the job. In that sequence, we have to using the Johnson algorithm. Okay. In an n job 1 machine, we use SPT rule, sorted processing time. In that process, just we have to use minimum processing, also due date, and last one is first come first serve. In this method, we have to use Johnson algorithm. Okay, we already discussed in the previous slide the steps. Follow the step. Okay, now step number 1, find out the minimum processing time on both the machine. Okay, so here in job number 7, the minimum processing time is 3 minutes. Okay, in that the machine 2. Okay, if machine 1, then we have to write on the left hand side. If minimum time on machine M2, then we have to write down on the right hand side. So machine 2 is the second. So we have to write down on the left hand side. Okay, just draw the straight line. So in the next, we have to just consider the remaining job. Okay, so here we write down the job number 7. Same thing again, we have to find out next minimum processing time. So here the minimum processing time is 4 minutes. Again machine 2. So again we have to write down on the right hand side job number 4. Okay, next minimum processing time 5 minutes. Okay, here is a tie in the job number 3 and job number 5. Both the machining time is 5 minutes. Okay, I already told you, when there is a tie, at that time always we choose or prefer first come first serve. So as per the first come first serve, the first job is operated, job number 3, then job number 5. Okay, and here the machine 1. So we have to write down on the left hand side. So first we have to select job number 3, then job number 5. So here we have to write down on the job number 5. Next minimum processing time is 6 minutes. Okay, again is machine 1. So just draw the line and here write down job number 2. Next minimum processing time is 7 minutes. In both the machine 1 and machine 2, time is same. But here is a we have to write down on the left hand side, and here we have to write down on the right hand side. So first job number 6, then job number 1. Okay, so this is the sequence of the job. So first we have to operate job number 3, 5, 2, 6, 1, 4 and 7. So this is the technique to find out the sequence of the job. This is the most important. I already told you in GATE exam, sometimes we have to just find out the sequence of the job. This question asked in the 2 marks or 4 marks. Now we have to find out the lapse time and idle time for the both machine 1 and machine 2. Okay, this is the standard table. Machine 1, machine 2. In machine 1, first you have to write down processing time, time in, time out. Okay, in some if you you can use time in this side and processing time you have to write down on the center. Same thing, processing time, time in, time out, and idle time. Okay, this is the sequence of the job we already find out as per the Johnson algorithm. Okay, the first job you have to operate 3, 5, 2, 6, 1, 4, and 7. Now, first we have to write down on the processing time on machine M1. Okay, the processing time on machine M1, the job number 3 is 5 minutes. It's already given a table. So we have to just write down the time. In job number 5, 5 minutes. Job number 2, 6. Job number 6, 7 minutes. Job number 1, 12 minutes. Job number 4, 11 minutes. And last job number 7 is 6 minutes. Okay, this is the data is already available in the example. So just we have to write down. Now we have to find out the time in. Okay, in time in, the initial we have no any job. Okay, so for initial we have to write down time in as a 0. Now find out the time out. Time out means this is summation of processing time and time in. For the machine 1, in machine 2 is a different scenario. So here 5 plus 0 is equal to 5. Next, time in. In job number 5, here we completed in the job number 3. Total processing time is 5 minutes. So here we have to write down in job number 5. So the total time is 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. It's clear? Simple. Just you have to write down on the previous job time. Same thing in a job number 2. The job number 5 completed time 10 minutes. So 10 plus 6 is equal to 16. Okay, again 16 plus 7 is equal to 23. Same thing, 23 plus 12 is equal to 25. Sorry, 35. Next, 35 plus 11 is equal to 46. Okay, in the last, same thing, 46 plus 6 is equal to 52. Okay, this is simple calculation. Just we have to summation, but you have to take care on the processing time out. Okay, here the first machine 1 is total completed on 52 minutes. The 7th job is completed in 52 minutes. Okay, now we have to find out the machine M2. So first we have to write down the processing time is as per the given table. In job number 3, the processing time is 9 minutes. In job number 5, 7 minutes. Job number 2, 8 minutes. Job number 6, again 8 minutes. Job number 1, 7, 4 minutes. And the last job number 7 is 3 minutes. So as per the table, we have to write down the processing time. Now, in this condition, the time in is a different, means we cannot write down the 0 or summation. Okay. So how to calculate time in for the machine 2? Okay, here the machine 1 in a job number 3 is completed after the 3 minutes. Okay, so in machine 2 we have to consider this time out. Okay, so write down the 5 minutes. Okay, the 9 plus 5 is equal to 14. Now second job number 5, here job number 5 is completed in the 10 minutes, but job number 3 is completed on machine 1 and machine 2's total timeout is 14 minutes. So after 14 minutes, we operate the job number 5. So in that, we have to write down the maximum value. Okay, here the 14 minutes, so here write down 14. Summation is same, 14 plus 7 is equal to 21. Okay, again 16 and 21, so we have to write down 21. Okay, 29. Here is 23 and 29, so we have to write down 29. So 29 plus 8 is a 37. Okay, here 35 timeout, and here 37. So again, we have to write down 37. Okay, so 44. Next 44. Okay, in here, job number 1 is complete and machine 2 is a 44 minutes. But in a job number 4 is completed after the 46 minute in machine M1. Okay, so here we have to write down the 46 minute. Okay, here in the machine 2, we have to wait for the completion of job number 4. Okay, this is idle time. We will explain in the next point. So here 46 plus 4 is equal to 50. Okay, again is there 52 and here is 52. Again, so we have to write down the maximum time. So 52, 55. Okay, the machine 2 is completed on a job number, total job 7 is completed in 55 minutes. Now we have to find out the idle time. So before we calculate idle time, just understand what is idle time. Idle time is nothing that when the machine is idle, in that in minutes or hours or day, etc., whatever the data is provided. In here, the data is provided in the minutes. So we have to write down the idle time in minutes. So initially, when the machine 2 is idle, okay, the machine M2 is idle in job number 3 is 5 minutes. How? M1 is completed on a 5 minutes. Till date, machine 2 is waiting for the complete the job number 3 on machine M1. Okay, so this is the 5 minutes is idle time. Okay, in the next, timeout is 14 and 10. So here idle time is 0 or dash. You can also write down dash. In next 21, 16. So here machine is not idle. So is again 0. In next 29, 3, again 0. 37, 35, again 0. Okay, here the timeout on machine M2 is completed. Job number 1 is 44 minutes and job number 4 is completed in 46 minutes. So here machine 2 wait for the 2 minutes for the completion of job number 4. So here we have to write down the 2 minutes. Same thing, 50 and 50. So again we have to write down the 2 minutes. Okay, so in that we have to find out the idle time for the machine M2. In machine 1 there is no idle time. So last we have to determine the elapsed time and idle time. Means we have to find out the total elapsed time on both the machine. Also we have to find out the idle time. So the total elapsed time on machine M1 is 52 minutes. Okay, so just simple write down total elapsed time on machine M1 is 52 minutes and total elapsed time on machine M2 is a 55 minutes and idle time total summation of idle time 5 plus 2 plus 10 is 9 minutes. Okay, this is the example. Here it's completed. Okay, this is a very simple example frequently asked in an exam. Sometimes 7 marks, sometimes 5 marks. And also I told you is the most important in your GATE exam and other exam. Just you have to find out the sequence. In GATE exam, only find out the sequence of the job. Okay, so I think is everything is clear. Okay, now next. Okay, second example. Okay, this is the homework for you. Okay, here also I am providing the answer, so you can easily find out. Okay, find the sequence that minimize the total elapsed time and complete the following job. Determine the elapsed time and idle time. Okay, here is a 5 job, 2 machine. Okay, total elapsed time in M1 is 28 minutes. Total elapsed time on M2 is 30 minutes. Okay, idle time is 3 minutes. Same thing, second example. Find the sequence that minimize the total elapsed time to complete the following job. Same, we have to find out total elapsed time and idle time. In that, total we have a 7 job and 2 machine. Same procedure. In both example, we have to follow the same procedure as per the Johnson algorithm. Okay, so total elapsed time on machine 1, M1 is 66 hours and total elapsed time on machine 2 is 67 7 hours and idle time is 18 hours. Okay, clear? Okay, thank you everyone. For any query or suggestion, please contact me on this number, or you can directly by mail gkc.fet@gmail.com. Okay, thank you everyone.